What's up? This is video 2, and the title of this video should be how to get good at anything. Just do something every day, no matter what. Every day. If you want to get good at writing, do it every day. If you want to get good at cooking, do it every day. So all the things you want to get good at, just do it every day, and then eventually, it's just gonna stack. It's gonna stack over time and all this stuff. It seems so obvious, but I just want to stress the point that it doesn't seem that obvious, because most of my friends, a lot of people I know, a lot of this stuff, they're amateurs at everything they do. Have to start practicing everything you want to get good at every day. For instance, let's go back to the film community. Personally, I always shoot. I'm always shooting, no matter what. I'm trying to shoot shit all the time. I make these videos every day. You don't need the motivation. You need some sort of accountability to yourself to do something and make it fun. Don't make it if I go to the gym, I get dessert or something. Show up for what the fuck you want, do you really want it? Do you have to trick yourself into wanting it, or can you just go get it? There's a lot of people who work in my industry, video and photography. There's a lot of people who work in my industry, and they only work if there's a job. And that was cool at first when we were younger, in our younger 20s, and everybody was kind of on the same level. But when you're in the 30s and you're chucking out mundane, boring ideas back to back, and you're shooting it back to back, you might have a client that pays for that, sure. But I really don't think it's gonna last that long. You gotta be out there every day, grinding, trying new things, trying what sticks. Even if you got gold, even if you're sitting on gold, you have to go figure out more gold. Getting good at anything is simple. It might be one of the simplest things ever, because all you have to do is show up. I promise you. All you have to do is show up. Getting good at anything, simple. Just show up and you're good. Simple but hard, so I found. There's just a lot of people just won't do the things they need to do, even though they want to do it. Besides showing up every day, what else can you do? Because I know to some people that sounds impossible. It might be. Probably because of the people in your life. You might just be surrounded by just lazy people. It could be even your family. Your family might be the couch potatoes. Therefore, your idea of what the standard is low. In your brain, programmed. This is the standard in your brain, And someone else's standard is way up here because they grew up in a family that, valued it more. But if you're like me, you could be here and come from a bum ass family, and you need to bring yourself up here. And if that's your issue, it was bum ass friends too for me. Your mind is in tuned to the people around you. That's the best way to do it. Because if you're finding yourself in a position where you might be every day before you go to bed or something, you're thinking all right, tomorrow I'm gonna start working out, tomorrow I'm gonna stop eating this shit, tomorrow I'm gonna start practicing basketball or whatever the fuck you're trying to do. It starts with the people around you, and they might be calibrating your brain to just be in synergy with them, and they might be the weaker, lesser, not to be mean, but just not where you see yourself. You have to go higher. And if that's you, cut them out. If that is you just, going to bed and you're all right, tomorrow I'm going to get on this. I'm going to start studying this. I'm going to start grinding. I'm going to start doing all this stuff. I promise you'll do it if there weren't all these people around you influencing you otherwise. If you want to get good at something, one of the biggest hurdles is trying to find the information that you don't know exists yet. The information that you need to unlock the next potential, the next level. And you might be trying to dig for information in a pool that you've already dug, in an empty gold mine. And I see this happen to a lot of people also. A lot of people in the filmmaking community would learn how to do stuff off of YouTube. And then there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. They would learn how to do stuff off of YouTube, and all their work looks like, all the YouTubers doing stuff, which those guys are cool, whatever. But if you wanted to go past that, if you want to go past those YouTubers, you got to take that knowledge they gave you and then go get some other knowledge from somewhere else. Otherwise, you're just going to be equal or less. More likely, less. So this is this is what they talk about in Adam and Eve with the fruit. It's the fruit of good and evil. It's the tree of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. Sometimes to find the knowledge that you need to break past, it's in a spot where you're told not to go. It's in a spot where all those people around you are telling you, that's wrong, don't look at that, they're stupid. There's a good chance that there's a ton of knowledge in there for you to be better than those people. Some of the best knowledge in the world is going to be in what seemingly is hostile to what you currently believe. So if something, I found this out probably too late, but if something is scary to you, there's a good chance that there's a wealth of knowledge in that domain. And most of your fears come from not knowing. Cut out people who don't want that. Even though you think you could ignore them, I promise you, you are influenced by their behaviors more than you think. Just being around them, just watching them, seeing them on TV, seeing them on social media, seeing them all this stuff, it's going to influence you. You're going to want different things. You're not going to be true to yourself. This is more or less true with almost everyone besides like sociopaths. So don't think you're an exception to this rule. Your environment does influence you a great ton, and in behaviors that are not connected to your words. Find knowledge in things that scare you. Anything that's scary or bad or demonized has the knowledge that you want, has the knowledge that's going to make you stronger and a weapon. For instance, like if you're on the left, how about you go listen to the people on the right? And if you're on the right, go listen to the people on the left. But for real, like listen to them as if you were one of them. Participate in their activities. Just dig into it, and you'll learn way more. You'll learn way more than, especially with the political community, you'll learn way more because most of the political community is getting their information from just a few people in the world. Just a few people in the world. And then it gets deciphered and sprinkled all around through the media and the reporters, and you think you're getting your information from this spot or this spot, but that person's getting their information from, it's a pyramid. It goes all the way to the top, small group of people where actual information is trickling down. And a lot of those people are just conforming to, whatever the fuck that is. That's why you have to investigate for yourself. You have to investigate deeply, as if you were one of them, as a friend of them. That's how you get the knowledge. It's not gonna be easy, like what I'm talking about. It's gonna be hard. I just gave 3 points of how to get good at anything. And I promise you that will get you good at anything. That last one, the third, the forbidden fruit, it's real. It's 100% real. And every time you eat from it, it's a double-edged sword. Every time you eat from it, you're gonna get the good, but you take a little bit of the bad. And you have to know the bad, because the good and the bad is connected. It's connected deeply. So, and once you know both, you have awareness. And once you have awareness, you have freedom. And show up every day. 2, cut people out who aren't doing you good. 3, go where you are not comfortable going until you are comfortable being there. And then you'll know true knowledge that would push you into a higher category, a higher tier than the rest. And then once you're at the highest tier, it's kind of easy just surviving. You're coasting. The world's much easier than most of the people struggling. So the world's also much more rewarding once you realize there's knowledge in every little nook and cranny